Now I'm going to connect you with the yes no tool. It is called the yes no tool. Okay. So the journey of this yes no tool is in two parts. You have to ask two questions in this whole journey. One is a practical head question and one is a private heart question. So let's look at a few things in details about this test, and then I will go deeper into the yes no tool. Firstly, avoid indecisions and avoid decisions based on half truths. This is critical. First of all, avoid indecisions, as we have already seen that it's better to make a bad decision than to make no decision at all. But don't make decisions based on half truth. This statement will be clear when we talk about needs and wants. Okay, what is the real need in that situation, which is a part of the head question. Then this is a reliable system. Use both the cool head and the warm heart. You can't use half of part of it. I use my head by asking myself a practical head question, and once I finish that, I consult my heart by asking myself a private question. After I complete that, I listen to myself and to others, and I make a better decision and act on it. This is the synopsis of the whole yes no tool. Let's go deeper into the yes no tool. So let's go deeper into the first cool head question. All the two things are in two parts, three questions in each of the cool head as well as the warm. Okay, so what the cool head question is: am I meeting the real need? Am I informing myself of all the possible options that I have? And am I thinking through it? You got to know it's not a yes no question, in the sense it is not a close-ended question. Am I meeting the real need? Yes. Am I informing myself the options? Yes. No, this is not how it is going to be. These are more probing questions, and you have to get yes or no as an answer. Okay, no maybes allowed. So let us go deeper into, am I meeting the real need? This is the first part of the cool head question. What is a need and what is a want? So this pandemic that we have gone through has created problems for us. It is a major problem, and we need a new planet to stay. Okay. Now this is an hypothetical situation and an exercise that you need to know. It is designed clearly to describe what is a need and what is a want. Okay. So you have been selected to try out that new planet. The planet is very similar to Earth, and 6 weeks of food supply and water will be given to you. But your the stay might be extended to over those 6 weeks. It could be up to a year that you are going to stay. So now only 30 minutes have been given to you. You have to pack up things. I'm going to ask you to pack up a few things along with you to take. I'm going to throw some 40 things from which you can choose from. Okay. Now remember, it is for survival, because the planet is new, you have been chosen. So look at it from the context of survival. What is it that you really need and what is it that you really want? Let's look at what people are going to pick up. 8 items. You have to pick up 8 items from these. Pause the video over here, write down 8 items on a piece of paper. What is it that you need? Do you want a solar panel? What about tree saplings? Toothbrush, makeup kit, a mobile phone, medicines, sunglasses, water cleaning tablets. Pick up what is it that you want. Okay, great. Now that you have written 8, but sorry guys, there is a problem. You have to pick up only 4. So again I'm going to throw the same thing. Bring your list down to 4. Have you done that? Great, obviously. Now I'm going to throw some things at you which people might have picked up. It could be anything. Okay, let's take Matchbox first. Do you think so in this particular situation that you are, is it a need or a want? Okay, is it a need or a want? It is a want and not really a need. Can you see that? That there are methods for you, if you're talking of bringing up fire on that next planet, because it is very similar to Earth. By now you know there are many different things that ways, techniques, tools which you can light a fire. So matchbox is not really a need in this situation, it's just a want. What about a pig? If you are a vegetarian, you say that this is a want, it's not really a need for me. What about tree saplings? What about seeds? What about medicines? Oh, many times when I have conducted this in a classroom session, people argue with me that medicine is a need and not really a want. Now, while I am not going to take this very deep into it, I want you to know that medicines are not a need, they are a want. You have created that as a need in your life. It's not truly a need. Now remember, this exercise is designed for survival. But then somebody says that medicines are there for my survival. But friends, there are so many people who don't take medicines, don't require medicines in life, and they are surviving, isn't it? So without going into the argumentation part of it and trying to figure out what is a need and what is a want, fertile soil, probably yes, you can carry. Tree saplings, I can say. Seeds, perfectly, not a pre, because it will help me, it will nurture me. The fertile soil is going to help me. Tree saplings will make me grow, or seeds, fine, perfectly fine. So I hope you are getting the sense of what is a real need and what is a real want. Okay. So note, this exercise was to bring out the stark difference between what is a need and want. Since it was survival based, in real life situations, you really have to find out what is a real need. Now you can understand that it was not just a yes-no question. You have to really probe till you get what is the real need in the situation that you are in. Okay, let's explore that. A want, most people focus on wants because they don't know what they need in situations. Okay, a want is just a wishful thought, an attractive distraction which we may pursue. Okay, you might pursue thinking that okay, this is a want, this is a need. Okay, but let me tell you, it will leave you unfulfilled. Even if you get your wants in life, the nature of a want is that it will leave you unfulfilled. Try out any of your wants in life, your desires. Endless desires we have in our life, isn't it? It's a wishful thought. The moment it's a wishful thought, an attractive distraction, medicine is an attractive distraction. Okay, so a telltale sign about a want is that even if you achieve that, if you get that, if you own that, it will leave you unfulfilled. On the other hand, a need is a necessity. If I follow my need, I'll end up being fulfilled. So go deeper into what is your real need in the situation. Needs are basic and nurturing. Successful people pursue what they need and they don't focus on what they want. They try to figure out what is the real need in that situation. Okay, to give you an example of what is a need and what is a want in a real life situation. When I was launching this course, I picked up my mentor's coaching, and when I jumped into the journey, he kept on saying that even if you are not a technical person, it will be very easy. But let me tell you, the journey is interesting, enjoyable. It is a roller coaster ride. Sometimes it goes high, sometimes it brings you totally down. And as far as the technical aspect is concerned, there were many failures for me in my life. It used to bring down my motivation. And there was a point of time when I said that, okay, let me invest a little more money, have somebody who do the job for me. Okay. So I even went and found out who are the couple of people who could do it. But then I ask myself, is this the real need? Yes, if I look at it only at the surface level, yes, that's a need and I need to fix there is a problem and I need to solve it. Okay, but I'm not talking of a problem, I'm talking of what is the real need over here. So when I went and questioned and probed myself, I realized that there is a certain resistance that I have about technology. Being a 63 a young person, for me technology sometimes becomes very overwhelming, and I am not willing to go through the grind of it. And that investing another few more, so much money more was just a cover up for not really facing the grind. Eventually I would give it out. Okay. But at that point of time, I decided not to go in for it and want to go through the grind, decided to go through the grind. And then I realized that now after going through a lot of ups and downs and things keep on changing. I don't have answers to many things. But now I have now grappled and now I am quite comfortable with the whole process behind this digital marketing kind of thing. Now if I outsource this, I at least have some tool in my hand, something to have meaningful conversations with them. And I'm sure nobody will be able to take me for a ride. I hope you're getting what is the real need in the situation. So you have to get to the real need. The key is to focus on what is the real need. Okay? And for which you have to many times say no to many other things. It is in saying no that what is the need will spring up. Now decisiveness clearly depends on how clearly I can see my real need in that situation. Okay, so I think so we have gone fair enough. Go ahead and identify what is the real need in a situation where you are unable to make a decision or you want to make a better decision. Then let's go to the second part is, am I giving myself the options? Informed options. First of all, I must be aware that there are always options. I may not be aware of the options. So I need to probe. I need to go deeper into, I can do a lot of homework for myself. I need to gather information, whatever is required. Okay, have I done that? Now, depending on your own eyes rather than somebody else's word is more important. Especially in today's world on the internet, there is a lot of information that is thrown at you. You have to validate that information. Don't buy information what you get on the social media or on the internet on its face value. Make your own checks to make it an informed decision. To make an informed decision, you will have to make a check of it. Okay? Information that I get from must be validated. Yes, that we spoke about. Okay, so by gathering the needed information, I become aware of the connected reality. I become aware and connected to the reality. Otherwise, we have this great thing of living in a fantasy world. So get connected to reality. Okay, many options are outside you in the real world. Please be clear of that. And when you are collecting information, collect facts as well as feelings. Both are important. So once you have a lot of options, then comes the third part of it. When you have done your homework, then comes the third part of it. Am I thinking through each one of them? Now, why think through is important? Let's take the examples of BlackBerry, Vodafone, Airtel before Jio were launched in India, Nokia, Fiat, and so many examples are in the marketplace. They didn't explore options what they had. They felt that they were the best in the market, especially BlackBerry. They felt that it was invincible, the technology. Where is BlackBerry today? Nowhere. What about Airtel, Vodafone after Jio? They had to buckle down under the Jio pressure. Okay, so you think about the situations that you know where people have not thought through, or look at in your life where you not really thought through. Thinking through is important. Are you getting the point why thinking through is important? Okay. Okay, so for you to get better results, first is I must focus on the real need, then inform yourself with all the possible options that you have, think through each of the options, and then you will arrive at a better result. Right? Excellent, isn't it? This completes the first part of the journey. Am I meeting the real need? Informing myself of options and thinking through it till I get yes, no as an answer. Amazing, isn't it? Truly cool. So now tell me, how many people here are in a position to make a better decision? Let's look at the thing that you have written on that piece of paper. Do you think so? I bet most of you would say, yes, we are in a better position to make a decision. Then in that case, why do I need the second part? I'm sure this question must have crossed in somebody else's mind. Remember that you can make better decisions because many of our decisions we either heavily bank on our head or we heavily bank on our heart. Or write down all those decisions where you have heavily banked on your head or banked on your heart. The secret of this is to use both of them together. Okay, why questions? Okay, why everything? There is an importance of questions everywhere, isn't it? Remember, questions propel you to answer. They're forcing you to question. When I force myself and question myself, I could come up with some answers. And questions wake up me to a reality within us and around us. And that's why questions are really, really important. Before we go to the second part, how do I use both? You are telling us how to use both. Be aware. Awareness is one tool which will help you use the right brain and the left brain together, the head and the heart together. You have to be aware. So friends, I suggest meditation. In my personal fitness blueprint, I have suggested meditation as one of the tools, and I have been meditating for years together. Please meditate 20 minutes a day at least. You will see that there is a remarkable difference in your life.